but FPX have got a serious chance of taking them down.
Well, I hope the viewers at home are strapped in and ready for a wild ride. G2 are yet to lose a best of 3 throughout their entire career as a team here in the European Valorant Pro scene. They're going up against FPX, who came through the qualifier and now want to show their stuff in a grand finals match that means the world to them. But it also means the world to G2 to keep that legacy and record going. There's so much on the line here, and it's not just the prize money. And this is what Valorant Esports is all about. Thank you very much to everyone that is tuning in. This is going to be an epic battle either way. Let's get it on.
Oh, Shadow, the player to take the first shot, and that's a heal used up straight away. Both teams having a Sage. We've seen both of these teams avoid it in the past, but obviously on Ascent, it's very valuable for the B defense. You're going to see immediate mid control. A big focus of the FPX lineup when they last played against G2, although G2 didn't defend it very aggressively. They were consistently conceding control, and if you remember back to it, it was a B split that seemed to work for FPX every single time.
Will they get away with it, though? Here and now. That's what it's all about. That's what it's going to come down to. First blood will go in favor of FPX. It's Xiao finding the opener here. Oh, they do get their positions revealed, though. An artist could do some serious damage from here if it's left unchecked. Corners continue to not be checked throughout all of this tournament. Zipan runs in and he gets absolutely destroyed. That's a huge pickup here because he can be the point man for FPX over and over again. They're going to back away for the meantime. I guess they're trying to force out that rotation, but they've only got 30 seconds to go. They love to run the clock down, but I'm a little bit scared for them. They start to lose players here. How do they push their way in? They need to make a decision, and the time is just ticking away here, Mitch. I'm not sold on what FPX are trying to do. They're going to go back towards the A site, but they need to go now, and they need to go fast. What on earth are they doing? It's going to be a rush. They're going to bombard into the A site, and they need to get that spike planted straight away. But it's Artis, it's Patatek. They're lining them up, and G2 are dominating. That was a blunder from FPX despite getting the first kill. What on earth was that? They second-guessed themselves, and it cost them greatly.
It definitely did. It's not often you see FPX having to play such mind games early on, and yet that 1-0 now lying in the position of G2. I'm seeing lots of ghosts out for the defensive side. There we go. I was waiting for the upgrades to come through. 2 Spectres as well, or even a Stinger for Pith. They're mixing around with a very, very light buy. But knowing they're up against FPX, and obviously they've seen it before, this team loves to just take the eco, mostly a full eco, and then come through with the strong buy afterwards.
Let's see if they can bounce back at all, as Panatek takes a lot of damage from those raised grenades coming up towards him. Damage being done, no kills found. I think that's the key point here. Tapping away, and we've seen these pistols be put to work many a time. Mixwell heavily under pressure now, needs to be very careful, doesn't want to lose that Spectre at all. Position will be found, but he'll just speed dash his way out of there.
Obviously knew what he was up against when he heard the wall go through on mid, that they were trying to get up above, create an extra angle. Good shut down by Patatek, but that's dangerous. A 3K eventually for the man himself. As Xiao pulls back 1, that should be pretty much everything. The 4K for Patatek, getting him close to his ultimate before the rounds or the games even really started.
Yeah, dominant from short there, able to make it work. Now though, the real fun begins. Mixwell going to stay on the Spectre.
Here.
Does he go aggressive with this? Does he try something crazy?
I mean,
G2 are back in that dominant form, though. That's the scary thing, right? We spoke about the group stages where they were maybe not as heavy hitting as before. We speak about them being less tactical than a lot of teams, right? In terms of the actual build-up and default play.
This is going to be a very aggressive play. The smoke immediately into middle and Mixwell. I was expecting even a dash, but it looks like they've slowed down slightly. Not looking at quite as much in their face as they could have been, but it's Patatek with the Vandal of all weapons, the one that goes straight down mid, and Xiao had no idea they'd make this kind of a play.
No one was looking anywhere out towards mid. Full control had by G2. They know Mixwell's close now. The Boombot's going to give that away, but he's avoiding heavy damage coming out towards him. Shadow's fallen as well, and G2, they're starting off strong, even on a round like this where technically they should be more scared, but they're showing no respect to FPX, who are looking like they're just going to have to back away and concede for now. Upgrades coming in and it costs them nothing. G2's saving money. This is problematic for FPX to try and hit B now. It's going to take something real special, but it doesn't matter. Ardis, he makes it look so easy. All on Zipan now, who's already taken a few bits of damage towards him. Will get one, gets two as well, but they're just there, casually waiting. They forced everyone up towards him. They weren't going to allow him to get away. Certainly not a chance for him to save. And a clean 3-0 start here for G2 Esports.
Yeah, with the weaker weapons, now grabbing a couple of upgrades as well. They haven't really had to commit all too much of their economy, so you can see their credits are definitely decently stacked up despite the losses they're taking. With a 3-0 already in their favor, this is their home map, and I think the pressure is starting to ease off them. FPX should just be coming into this one with a very, very light buy. And so the opportunity for G2 to pull it further ahead. Now what I want to see is very few, if any, players dying over on the G2 Esports side. Their objective here should be to win it as cleanly as possible.
And look how careful FPX are being now. They're worried about that aggression coming out. Zipan trying to line up some shots through those traces. His position's going to be spotted out. And look, it just allows Padatek to get aggressive. He can push out quite easily. Piff's there as well. And they're just picking them apart one by one. FPX, you cannot allow this to be happening. You cannot be bullied so easy. Oh, Padatek, be careful. He still walks away with 2 kills, even after the first few shots being missed. Oh my. FPX are not being given even a chance to get close to a site.
Hey, this is the grand finals for G2. They're not letting this one slip.
Oh no, no mistakes to be made.
The swing out wide, and Ardis is too damn quick. Meadow can barely even register what had happened to him. 4-0. Now the full buy comes through for FPX.
It's just Meadow goes, huh? Oh. Oh, okay.
Like, with the full buy for FPX, it's their time to get in. They need to at least make this round close, or else G2 just going to run away with this.
Even that, right. Padatek like misses the first few shots and then just destroys the second play. The thing with G2 is we talk about their ability. We talk about their understanding of this game. But imagine if they add further depth to them. Like right now, they just know they can rely on, we're so skilled, we've got good synergy, we've definitely got good teamwork and communication, that strategically we don't even need to be fully there.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
That's not taking anything away from them. They have strats, they have defaults, they have plays they go off. You can see it, right? But it's just so aggressive. It's not like your typical style of it. They're a unique team who understand Valorant to a very high level. And that's what other teams have not been able to catch up on yet. Oh, there we go, though. Opening pick will go in the favor of FPX. The ult coming out from Ardis is not able to connect.
Out of charges.
A lot being spent on it, but David P's wall here. He's going to try and get some extra info. Oh.
With the heal in play there for Angel, I mean, any damage done is just completely counteracted. FPX are definitely ahead by quite a bit. The one problem is they haven't got extended map control. One player watching middle for sure, but they're going right into a stack if they do push this A site. They could be in a lot of trouble. Angel opens up the back door at least, and now they've got to be worried about their behind over on the defensive side. Even despite that, the fact that David P is still around middle, I think this will catch FunPlus Phoenix completely off guard. They're probably guessing, especially with Angel where he is, and if Angel makes a play, a little bit of noise, that mid area, possibly even B, is completely clear.
Zipan, though, is able to take down David P. This gives them the chance to get into B. But instantly, the Omen is teleported to the back of the site. Padatek looking to hold on. There's an ult being used, but it's not going to work out. Doesn't kill him. Oh, he tries to escape, but Shadow lands it with the operator.
The response there was pretty fantastic as well. Like the second that teleport is coming in towards Boathouse, they didn't even know he was Boat, but the ultimate is popped straight away by Zipan to deal with him. Exactly, because at that point you are just going to get one kill, right?
Yeah.
But it's worth committing to it to make sure you get that plant and put yourself way ahead in the round, especially against G2 and especially 4-1 down. It's not worth waiting for the 2 or 3 players standing next to each other if you lose that one because of it.
Now it is just one round for FPX, but they're on the board, and now they need to continue to try and make this work. This is what it comes down to, is chaining rounds together, building some momentum, and really start to try and run with it. But this time around, Mixwell, he's got his operator out. He wasn't upgrading prior to that. He's able to get a second as well. Oh, Padatek You've been in that spot many times. You try to teleport out, but Shao's just following you. And Meadows also chimed in towards David P. This is much better now from FPX. They're starting to understand what G2 were throwing at them. And the revive coming in is key now. Mixwell getting aggressive. Doesn't want to allow them to get into an advantageous position in terms of the numbers here. And he's going to go and get this mid control. He's being cautious of all areas. And Piff works his way back into the site. There's a lot of control had now by FPX, but G2 are looking to try and regain it.
Here we go, the push coming on in through. You've got the ultimate to the site just to grab that information as well. Being spotted out by the camera, but they know where it is now. They're still going to allow it to just go on through.
Oh.
That was so unfortunate for Pith. He pushes in. It looked like he'd been hit by a paranoia as well.
Yeah.
But he could still see him, obviously the outline just not quite working out in the duel. As now we end up in a 4v2 where I feel like G2 have to save. They're obviously already on their way towards B, so it's no secret that they're carrying these weapons forward, but it makes sense just from an access perspective.
Much better though from FPX. They can keep this going and grab themselves the second round. Remember, it's the championship dream for G2 to keep the clean streak going.
Right here.
For FPX, it's the start of something new that they want to build. Something they've worked hard to put together, and you've got to say, right, disposing of 2 teams to make 1 super team is not easy to do. Like, you're changing, they didn't play the same, right? It's not like, oh, we just fit, you know, that they had to make a lot of sacrifices, different agents being chosen out there, positions being given up. They had to find the middle ground. So for FunPlus Phoenix, even to be in the grand finals is a huge achievement.
Realistically, you'd imagine for this lineup that when they came in, they would probably not get anywhere near this level of success, but that it would be a learning opportunity, figure out what they were doing right and how they can do it better. But instead, they've just had massive success off the bat. It's like, oh, I guess what we're doing is already right.
Revealing area.
They really couldn't be happier. Like, again, you give Angel a month, 2 months to develop this team further, but I feel like we've seen that potential from everyone. Vodafone Giants, again, they've got a lot of players that could definitely compete at a much higher level than what they did. And again, over to BBL, as CNED was solid as could be. This was a great tournament
BBL
because
definitely.
even in teams that didn't make it through, there were players we could see on lineups in the future.
Ooh, Mixwell changing up a bit, moves away from mid, goes towards A. Shao's just hanging back, and well, he's picked off. This could be a second. Mixwell, though, that's a key shot. Can't quite make it connect. They're going to close down the door, but it won't stay down for long because they will break it within just a few seconds. It buys Patatek a bit of time to move around. Just off the side of it. David P's got to be careful, but Angel, they should have been able to call this through. He's able to get away so far, but he's only getting 1 kill. That's Mixwell down and out. As Panatek tries to teleport away, is it going to be enough for him here? Zipan looking to try and spam him up, and they need to get rid of him very quickly. That's great work from FPX, and they're finding a lot of success on A. Artist wants to try and change this around. It's certainly still doable, but it's all going to come down to timing. Artist loses his head, and G2, they're trying to push in. They're trying to spam players up, but they just can't find their way in.
And that early push by FunPlus Phoenix really catches G2 off guard. They're caught on the rotates back in towards the site. And now this is such a difficult 2v3. With limited information, the cam goes out to try and spot them and figure out exactly where these players are. For FunPlus Phoenix, all they have to do is tuck away and wait. The spams from Pith, shot in the dark. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be connecting. With time so low, saving should be the call at this point. But they still seem to be pushing forward. Shadow misses the shot on the operator. But even just hearing that op shot makes them run for the hills.
Yeah, when you hear an op shot like that, you want to go away, but it's taking weapons out of the hands of FPX, and that's a key play to have done here. No one dies off to the spike, which is a positive there for both sides.
David P got picked off on the fallback through mid. Shadow was ready on that rotation. But still, for David P, he's got his ultimate online now because of those 2 exits.
Angel should have never been able to get away with this. That was the big problem. Him getting mixed, well, it should have been called over from David P, but didn't work out this time around for him. 4-3 right now, and FunPlus Phoenix, they're trying to grab themselves some control. They're trying to force their way back into this.
We haven't even really seen much from Mixwell, and his ultimate is now online. David P's got a res. Patatek's been popping heads. Realistically, there are a lot of scary things about G2 that still haven't shown up, and I feel like we're about to see things get a whole lot more tough for FunPlus Phoenix.
Yeah, sometimes the beginning rounds can be a little bit easier just because those ults aren't up right. People haven't got going yet. It's when we get to these later stages where at any point they could be ready for it. They could be fully charged up as it be. Now, Patatek going a bit more defensive now, and I'm a fan of that. Because he had got away with so much early aggression, but eventually they just start to predict it. They just start to read you.
They're also giving a lot of respect to FBX around mid. It's a super passive hold by G2, and we spoke about that before, but I feel like this is even more of a passive hold than what we saw previously. And it's a good thing as well, because obviously FBX have got 4 players here. And as they look to push through, Artis is split. He's gone to the B site, and the rotation is on its way through from Patatek. He'll now hold... Oh, he's not even holding from Spawn. He's going all the way. But now Spawn's completely open for them to push through. As soon as that tripwire is broken, they know it's B, but there's already been that 3-man stack.
This is the push that comes in, but is it going to be enough? FPX, they need to keep this streak going if they want to even up the numbers, but it's Artis and David P. They're locking it down for now. It's a bit of back and forth, but Artis still in the back lines. He's able to hold on. 1 health and a dream. He's jumping up and down. He's hoping he can stay and play. Oh, he still gets a kill. What a beast. The shock darts come out as well. Mixwell pops the ult, and Artis on 1 health still delivers, and that graffiti spray is very on point, all things considered.
At 2K on 1 health, you can't quite complain about it, can you? For 3 overall in the round, that's a phenomenal B hold. Luckily, they had that rotate. Well, just giving up that mid control clearly works out, because Artis would have been the one taking it, and he would have been locked out of this site. Good rotations and good read by G2 Esports, setting themselves up for that B take.
I can imagine Artis screaming, "I'm on 1 HP at the back of site, help!"
And screaming, never mind.
Oh, I killed him.
I got it all. I got them all.
2-round lead, though, back for G2. Mixwell boosted up. Can't stay up there all too long. But you see, FunPlus Phoenix are respecting that this early aggression can come out from FPX. They haven't actually tried just a straight hit on a site, though, from the beginning, have they? You know, FunPlus Phoenix like to run the time down, but also they can come up with a rush that just surprises you. Oh, so much information for the drone before it was finally taken down. The spam coming out. Oh, that's not going to work out for David P. Eventually, he is getting slapped in the side.
Shadow had the nice boost with the wall inside of B main. Able to get the angle through the window. You'll get away with that a couple of times in the start of rounds, but you're not really going to get away with it too many. Because now I think David's going to be dialed into it as well as anybody else that comes in to play the B side, like Artis on the rotates. This retake is very difficult. The heals will be up soon, and that's when Angel obviously gets back up to full health. So they've really got to go soon.
It's about how you approach it. The B site is very hard to retake.
Matter of fact, they can't even heal because obviously the Sage is trapped in B main, and Angel's on site.
Angel's going towards him like, maybe I can... Oh, nope. Instead, I'm just going to die. Mixwell, ready right on the edge, and they're just picking him off now. They're just going to try and take the weapons away. Oh, he was double zoomed in, and, well, Xiao able to land the headshot and hold on to it.
That's a very aggressive play by Xiao. I really like it. Because it wasn't just like he was standing there waiting for the peek. He still ran a bit towards main, but then ducked down as well. So only the tip of his head was visible. And obviously with the full zoom in for Mixwell, he couldn't see it. It just caught him completely unaware, blindsided. And luckily no flag on the play. 5-4. FunPlus Phoenix are putting on the hurt, to be honest. Their attacking side looking fairly decent versus a G2 that usually dominates this map. I mean, they have literally got as many rounds now on the FPX side as Liquid did when they came up against G2.
I knew you were going to bring that up. Poor Liquid, man. You're never going to let them live that one down. But G2 never let any team live it down when it comes to Ascent. Patatek again, hopefully someone's going to poke on over. Oh, he's whiffing those sprays, and Zipan will punish him for it, rightly so. They've given him the opening here, the hill goes up, and the opportunity now for G2 is trying to find a way to turn this around as Mixwell's in a great spot. Will he, he went for the shot. If he landed that, I would have screamed beyond belief.
We'd have to question the attitude at that point. 3 versus 4. FPX with the trade on Zipan. They've got the ultimate up as well. This could be really dangerous, but Mixwell's doing his best to pull it back. The res pulling them out into the open, but that's a disaster.
Oh, dear.
David P with a very risky res to try and bait the fight, but, well, he did bait the fight, unfortunately. Check your corners! Pith is able to take a double! Not again, Banks!
What is it with these teams and not checking corners? It gets awkward as hell over and over again, and now Mixwell has to try and land the 1v1. He's poised and ready. The shot is landed, and a 6th round secured as G2 managed to do it in the 1v1. Mitch, how many times? Like, I'm not being funny. I've watched a lot of FPS games in my time.
Yeah.
I do not think I've seen so many errors on corners.
It's a lazy peek as well.
It's just like, oh God, he's there. I hate it. If anyone watching at home wants to understand what a lazy peek is, it's when you look, but you in your mind, you've already said they're not going to be there, so you turn away again. That's called being lazy. You check the corners thoroughly. You look at them all the way around. In your games, make sure you're doing that as well, so you don't get slapped like they just did.
Yeah. That is unfortunate. Now we end up in a position 6-4. That is a lifeline for G2.
Oh, yeah.
In a round that they shouldn't have won. FPX would have probably gotten at least 6 rounds out of that, and now that's the best case scenario. Nice ultimate coming through, but a little bit too shallow on that final. The heals will come up, but at least you've stripped armor away.
Artist didn't get what he wanted with that one, at least. And he's been tagged up a fair bit himself. G2 respecting it this time around and not getting too aggressive out in mid. Recon goes out and he does spot one off. Gonna throw out the shock darts. Straight in with both of them. Breaks the window. Oh, that's not so good. Xiao missing it with his slow. Actually punishes his teammates. Oh, that's not even ideal at all. Angel causes the teleport confusion, and everyone on G2 doesn't know where to look or where to turn. Instead, they just get a face full of lead.
Also being spotted out by that recon dart really just screwed them over. In a 2v5, G2 do not want to go in for this, and the wall just fully secured that. David P, though, he's going to go forward for a couple of kills. And remember, exits in this game... Oh, is he going to be caught on the way back? Looks like he made it away.
Yep.
So exits in this game aren't just valuable because you remove the weaponry from your opponents and because you get, you know, your kills up, but also, oh, David P, that timing is terrible. He was just finishing a bunny hop. The Xiao swung through. But you get your ult point for it as well, and that's the key point. If you're able to do that, then you're pulling yourself way ahead. It's worth far more than just a kill and a little bit of money. Tech dealt with as well. Again, he got his ult points up, but I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Shadow didn't have that ult before the fight.
Yeah.
So now you've just spurred FBX on to have 4 for this round. Which, again, less than ideal.
Artist, Panatek, and Mixwell are the ones in full control for the G2 side, fragging out like crazy. And Mixwell, remember, he had that amazing game against Liquid. He really stepped it up. I
really feel like he hasn't shown up just yet. They're not going to enter this round with a... Well, I suppose Mixwell has his ult, so picking a bookie isn't the biggest of deals. Then obviously a judge is fairly relevant on a lot of angles. It's an insane weapon. Mixwell obviously popped the ult. You will just have heard that. The sprays through the wall, not working.
So
they don't
close.
clear their corners. Shadow walks through, not looking left. And although Artis is dealt with eventually, they'll be happy with that man advantage that they at least seized for a second. Just waiting for Mixwell.
I want Twitch chat to start counting how many quarters aren't checked throughout a grand finals Valorant game here. Is David P, you got to be careful, buddy. Mixwell up and out. Knives over it. He's like, peekaboo, have a knife. Straight in your head. Oh, not again. He's tempting fate because they can spam through that, my friend.
And they're waiting for it. Literally 2 of them sat there. Nice peek by Pit. That's a goal. They're lining up.
Nope.
This is very risky. Not a lot of reward for it. Mixwell not even peeking through afterwards, right? He's not getting greedy. And this is something G2 do better than most teams in this game. They don't give away advantages like this. They don't play this crazy loose style where Mixwell just pulls his knives and runs at them because he wants a couple more kills in the final round. They're not going to give FunPlus Phoenix any easy access into this.
Zipan hoping to find some form of an entry here, but they've still got to be very careful. Mixwell's in his ult mode, but you also have to be careful of David P. Look at that! Headshots are delivered! 7-5 now, and this is where it starts to get scary for FPX. They were trying to hold on. They were trying to do their best here, but it's not looked too pretty. G2 got off to an amazing start with this Ulmage.
Yeah, they did indeed. Pith in that round was huge on the Guardian. The final 2 kills, the first one as well, in towards mid, when he just came down short and managed to head tap one of the players. Can't even remember who it was. All went by so quick, but 7-5. Now G2 get the advantage at the half. But realistically, that's nowhere near the advantage they normally have versus these kind of teams. This is a map that G2 dominate on.
Well, they have to give respect to FPX. They're here for a reason. Certainly a team they know well, at least on the individual player side. And this is a different team that they've ever gone up against, right? This FPX is the one they lost to 2-0 in the group stage. It does have the caveat by it. We know the reasons why. I'm not going to kind of sit and continue to talk just about that with it. Is Angel. Oh, he couldn't stay in there long enough. Xiao, you need to be oh so careful. This is a scary position to fight from. He just moves in time. The orb starts to fade away. Door's going to be closed though, which is good. Just back away into the site. But they do know G2 have full mid control. And it's just a 1-for-1 trade out here, which technically gives the advantage over towards the G2 camp for when they do push forward. But they need to be careful that no one on the FunPlus Phoenix side starts to push them.
Yeah, FPX have started to push. Exactly as you said, they need to be careful. Over on B, they've got the control now. Happy to find that rotate towards the A side, but it's going to be a little bit late. That door about to break, leaving Zipan in the open. The classic long range just doesn't weigh up against the Ghost, but coming out of nowhere, Meadow's able to find a double. They're now back in the round, a 2v2, and the rotate's already underway. A quick short flank won't be expected, but now he's the only player left. Shadow has to do it all. A classic in hand, he's shot away, and that's given his position right over into the hands of G2. 8-5.
Pistol master for his team when it counts. That could have quickly turned the other way in FPX's hand. But G2, they stand strong. You feel really bad for Zipan from that position though, don't you? Like, you go up against the Ghost, you're tapping away at the classic, and you just think, well, I really have a disadvantage here, don't I? This is not ideal.
Let's just hope he misses all his shots.
Please, pepper around me. Don't hit me in the face. 8th round though now for G2. They'll have the weapons in their hands, and they've actually upgraded some pretty big weapons to start off with here. That's something they have to be cautious of. If you lose one of those weapons, it can be a huge turnaround and be a massive disadvantage to you.
Especially if you give it to FPX. That's the thing. If you die in an aggressive position and they're able to pick that up, could be the turning point of the round. Realistically though, as FPX just take the classics, it should be a relatively easy one. The drone entering for Mixwell, as he comes up behind it, not being shot out, so there's no info on where players could be. He's spotted out by a camera, doesn't even know where it is.
They've got into the site at least, but I'd be very scared considering how many are still up and running. Artist doesn't even get the information from that, but he will find the kills, looking for more. Oh, Zipan takes him at that point.
And he was walled out as well, right? They closed the door on the poor guy, so he had no support at all from the site. It's a free weapon to be retrieved, and they're looking towards mid. There is another player here. This could be dangerous for David P, who's all alone. He manages to pick up one, but they know now that's a Phantom, and it's completely on its own and isolated. You can see they're going to group up and try to take David P down as Xiao looks from afar, but there we go. A Phantom retrieved alongside a Spectre. They'll just save these weapons. Xiao will look to do a bit more damage, but already a successful eco for FPX.
There's a world where Xiao can still walk away and at least get one more.
Probably not the gun, but at least the kill.
Yeah. He'll probably die to it, right? But still.
No kill for him, unfortunately, but he'll take it. The Phantom, I presume, is over towards the B site, and then that's a passive save from Meadow. If they were to come here, he's going to try for it, and he got the headshot. Man, that was so close.
I love the confidence from Meadow. He's like, you know what? You got a Spectre. Why not?
But, of course, like, if you lose it, who cares?
Yeah, it's not a big
Coming
deal.
into this round, you could definitely reinvest, and if you manage to strip them of a weapon and get 1 point towards your ult, yeah, you'll take that kind of trade-off. But obviously the Phantom, on the other hand, it's not worth going for it. That buffs up your buy a lot. You can see they are actually going to keep over the Spectre. They have enough credits to upgrade it if they want to, but I think probably saving that in case they need to go for a double operator setup. Look at this.
Xiao's ready though. This is what they need to see. He's going to straight away break the door, but the shock darts go out towards him. Mixwell's putting in some work. Artis is there just with a pistol in his hand, and it doesn't even matter. G2 full control of B, and FunPlus Phoenix couldn't even react in time.
This was the light buy from G2. They just had the weapons they saved over. Ghosts as well alongside them. And they just overwhelm with pure numbers. Meadow picking up one with the Vandal, but that is all he'll get. And as Zipan desperately tries to clutch this, his chances are low. He's going to use that blast pack to put him out in the open, but he's then spotted. And I think it's time to run away.
Yeah. That was less than ideal for Zip, and I knew what he was going for there. Do you know, it's so hard to deal with when Mixwell just jets his way out like that in style. He's just running down too fast now. He can't get this.
He was just keeping Patatek stuck in. Easy peasy. Ult points farmed up. Weapons as well. But the way the economy feels in this game, I think like exiting to take away a weapon, like if you had your ult, for example, exit doesn't feel like it's worthwhile. But definitely when you can, like he's now what, 1 away? We're a little far away from the screen, maybe 2.
Even you're struggling with eyesight today. It's been a long day.
It is very small for you, in fairness. The screen's tilted a bit away. It's tilted for you in your old man eyes.
Excuses. Oh,
we had to point it towards you, otherwise you wouldn't know. You'd be like, oh, I hear gunshots. I think. Can you still hear? Do your ears still work?
This is coming from the man who cannot stand tall enough and has to sit on a box.
I'm not sitting on a box. I'm standing during our segments. I'm not wearing high heels like you.
Twitter would suggest otherwise, my friend.
Your fake news going out there.
I wasn't the one that tweeted out the videos.
3'2". Oh, that one. God damn it. A long time ago.
Xiao, though, in this position is scary. You'll get rid of the drone. Oh! He does it so many times, but there was just far too many G2 players on the other side of it.
I'm so ready for that play.
The Omen ult from G2. Look, they're so worried about where this might be. They're looking everywhere like, where is he? What is going on? How do we deal with this? Patatek is going to be causing them a hell of a lot of problems. He's making them paranoid without throwing down the paranoia. As Mixwell, though, still goes down. The spike looks to be planted. They're trying to just duck and dive out of it. Oh, this is huge.
All the steps
being made. Angel down.
Way too low.
What is going on, Artis?
An easy 3K. That was even a shot through one of the teammates, I think, and a headshot onto David P. That's or not David P. Sorry, but that was ridiculous. They've just been wrecked.
So this was sick from Patatek, right? Because he's like, here's what's going on. He knows it's all happening. Oh, this is what? He just stands in the corner that you normally get destroyed in, and just like, okay, cool. You know, G2 are on fire right now. They are not letting off the necks of FunPlus Phoenix. Yes, it may be G2's pick, but this is deadly dominance right now.
You know the most impressive part about this? We're seeing David P have a pretty quiet game, all things considered. Obviously, he plays his role, but I just mean, in general, he'll also frag alongside it.
Yep.
And at the moment, he's not really showing up to that extent, but everyone else is picking up the slack. Mixwell as well has had far better games. Also, I noticed on that push, he fixed what we were talking about the other day, where he would throw out a smoke and dash into it, but he dashed too early, so he was seen on the way through. This time, he waited for it to bloom fully before going in. So he's fixed that timing.
Oh, they're trying to make his overall work, but it's kind of wasted. No success with it found for this round. They're looking to try and get the 12th on the board as poor Angel is stuck with a stinger. And at range, he's going to have to let him just get into the site and hope he can spray him on down.
He has the paranoia.
Yep, throws it out. Wants the Shadow Wolf for first. Patatek with the opener. Meadow on the side. Oh, there's a slight gap. Oh, that's so unlucky. He's looking through the gap, hoping for it. Now the rest of the players are spotted out. Those G2 are going to lock this one down. Shadows may find one. Oh, he's getting away with 2. They're maybe getting over-aggressive pushing into him, but eventually he goes down. Still, Artis low on health. They've got good information that they're very sure of where Zipan is. He breaks the window, but he's going to go the other way around. I like it. He's trying to mind game them, but they're not going to fall for it at this point. Oh, the wall being... Oh, his feet! No, Artis is playing him. Yeah, back away. Live to fight another day, my friend, because this is not how you get it done.
Tried to play him like a violin.
Very badly.
You should see how I play the violin.
Can you play the violin?
I bought one. I started learning, and then I just wrecked the strings on it immediately. I almost poked my eye out with it. To wear goggles.
You have lessons. You just bought one. Oh, well, Zipan. Okay, you get a kill at least.
I just bought one and started like watching master classes and all that sort of stuff.
All right, next event, I want a violin segment from you.
No, you misunderstand. I really cannot play it. I should be taking classes.
Well, masterclass needs to be taken from FunPlus Phoenix on how you come back into a game on Ascent versus G2, because this is the second time. Yeah, but this time it's the G2 in full force, and now FunPlus Phoenix don't have the answers. Xiao missing a key shot, has to back away. He just can't stay and fight. There's too many players.
So, when it comes to... Oh, hold on. Zipban, he's still got his ultimate as well. Boomba gonna go out. He spotted another player up close, but he can't pop his ult just yet. Might be pushed down if he does. Now he's safe. Now he can do it and rush on out if he wants to. It looks like he's going over towards upper B instead. Good shock dart return. Now here comes the ultimate. And goodbye, Patatek. You are out of this game once that rocket comes forward. But Mixwell's being rezzed and he has his ult up. Yeah, those knives can start flying real quick.
FunPlus Phoenix fighting for map survival. Nades going down. Oh, and he's straight in. Mixwell back at it again. Knives in hand, and he's jumping for it. He's going to try face him. He sprays him down through the wall. The revive comes in from Shadow, but is it going to be enough? It's still a 3 versus 2. 3 versus 3 even. The Cypher's still alive. The revive is going to maybe help him then. There's opportunity. Angel getting the entries, but is it enough? They're not checking on Tomato's position just yet. Artist starts off with a headshot. Oh, and a second with one bullet. He's looking for more. Artist cleans him up. He makes it look easy. And G2 dominate on the